Yo, what's going on YouTube? It is Choops once again. We have the week 3 recap, the recap of the third week of recap. Today is the third week of the recap. All right, so first up we've got Kitsune versus Assassin. We have Ursa Luna, which survives the close combat from the Urshifu Big Punch, and the Urshifu Big Punch prefers to die to Headlong Rush. And now the Ursa Luna has burned and is also huge and punching everything. But instead, we sacrifice the Ursa Luna to the Breloom, and now we go into Lopunny to fake out. Does half, and then, Mach Punch is scary, but seems like Assassin doesn't use that move. Instead of getting Mach Punched for our entire life savings, we instead lose our Farigiraf, which is, not great. Breloom comes back, terastallizes into a flying type, still dies to return because we don't use Mach Punch. And now Ursaluna is in to also get close combated. But it lives because Ursaluna is a huge demon of a threat. We kill with Moonblast because that is what Ursaluna does. And now we have Garchomp to use Earthquake. Torkoal should come out here. Walking Wake comes out instead. This is faster than the Garchomp and kills us with Draco Meteor. Very good stuff. But where are those who defeat the Florges? Torkoal comes in. Okay, great. Moonblast, some solid ship. We get the special attack drop, which is very good. Lets us beat this Torkoal. We are going to wish as Torkoal goes for Stealth Rocks. And actually, this battle is a little bit closer than it might. Than it should be, I should say. Heat Wave's going to miss because, Heat Wave's been faking me out, right? Now Moonblast is used to do more damage to the Torkoal, and since this thing's special attack is halved, eventually we will beat it to death. Like I said, Florges does in fact win this 1v1. The sun is gone, Torkoal is at 7%, and Florges is still using Moonblast 75 years later. And with the leftovers, it is in fact at full HP. Now we defog off the rocks to flex. Couldn't tell ya. Are we out of Moonblasts? Like, why did we just not kill this? Are we scared that Walking Wake will kill us in one hit with a chainsaw lawnmower? Well, it worked out because we come out of this fight with full HP, but we could have done that anyway. Now, Flamethrower. Well, the Wake is not going to be walking away from this battle, that's for sure. As we are going to have a couple of Moon Blasts blasting the moon. Assassin is going to lose Game 1 to Florges, and Game 2 will be proceeding shortly. Very good. So now we lead with Farigiraf. Ursaluna comes in. We are going to get Psychicked. Oh no, what a nightmare. Swords Dance, Flame Orb, Burn. Okay, where are the Pokemon that survive Facade? Show me one Pokemon that survives Facade. I am looking respectfully for a Pokemon that survives Facade. Well, Urshifu does not, but it does kill us because it has close combat. Luckily for us, though, we have other plans. We have Garchomp with Rocky Helmet to make the Urshifu take a more billion damage from its physical attacks. Now the spikes are going up. Now we're going to use Earthquake. And Farigiraf does not know Ice Beam, but it does have Dazzling Gleam, which is good. Draco Meteor Garchomp, which is fine. I mean, I don't dislike it, but, like, I feel like there's better things we could be doing, like clicking Outrage. But it's okay. It's all good. You know, we have Florges in against an Ursaluna Blood Moon, which is exactly where you want your Florges to be, as we are going to eat this Blood Moon with a little bit of difficulty, but Blood Moon can't be used twice in a row, but neither can Wish. So, that's something to consider. Torkoal is going to come in, and we saw how this went last time. Okay, so now we have Moonblast Crit to make this go a little bit faster. Torkoal is going to use Protect. Sure, yeah. Sure. Protect is fine. Moonblast, 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 Moonblast. And all we gotta do is keep blasting. We are going to use Wish because we predicted the Protect. We're gonna defog here. Because I guess Stealth Rocks are too threatening. Too threatening. Those rocks, too scary. Alright, now we're going to wish on Heat Wave, and we're going to see how little damage Heat Wave actually does. And since it does such little damage, we are actually going to Wish Pass into the Ursaluna, which only heals for 39%, which tells you how much HP Ursaluna has. It's very bulky. Now we are going to Sword Stance on Protect, and give me a Pokemon. There we go. Facade picks up another KO. Where are those who survived the Facade? Here comes Scizor. This is not one of those who survives the Facade. We have close combat on our Scizor, but this is still a trade because Ursaluna is that bulky, and we do just lose our whole Scizor to the Ursaluna. Mega Scizor, not Mega Alive anymore, that's for sure. Farigiraf comes in. Lopunny comes in. Guess what this has? Fake Out. Guess what this is going to use? U-Turn, because we don't need to Fake Out. Alright, where are the Pokemon that beat this? Jirachi comes in. And based on the username, it tells me that it has Doom Desire. Now we use Close Combat instead of the super effective Dark-type move for some reason. And now Jirachi is going to survive. Now Ursaluna is going to come in, because for some reason we clicked the fighting move instead of the super effective Dark-type move. Alright, so now we kill the Jirachi with Earth Power. This is all very good. Doom Desire gonna drop this Ursaluna to literally 1 HP. Actually, that might not be entirely true. It's 1%. But now we have Return, knocking out the rest of the Ursaluna's life. And now, Urshifu is slower than Lopunny, unless it is Choice Scarf with Close Combat. Okay, but you know what? You know what beats this? Florges. Boom. There it is. Florges. Florges is going to click Moonblast and the game will end. Fantastic stuff. Kitsune wins this battle 2-0. Very good stuff for Kitsune. Good bounce back win after being defeated by Roots. Gotta say, good bounce back. You want to see that. Next up, we have Antkiller with the new Antkiller team. Full rain, literally only water types, and Arcaludon, and also a Thundurus. Versus Team Double Weather. So it's 3 weathers this battle, which is more weathers than I could even count. So we have Kleavor lead versus this bird, and we do not wish for our bird to get Stone Axed. So Shadow Claws tries to axe Antkiller a question, and we do end up missing the Stone Axe, as is tradition for Stone Axe. We survive Liquidation with relative ease thanks to our Focus Sash. Now Stone Axe is going to Stone Axe, and now the axe has put up the stones. Now Ninetales comes in and has ×4 super effective Freeze Strike. Where are the Pokemon that come in on Freeze Strike? Arcaludon is the only Pokemon that has neutral damage taking capabilities from Freeze Strike. So Arcaludon comes in. Now Amogus is in, and Flash Cannon is used. Very good stuff. Spore is not legal, but it is okay because we have Protect. Dragon Pulse is used, just I'm not sure why. And now we have Squawkabilly coming in with Parting Shot, probably. Yeah, there it is, Parting Shot. Tyranitar comes in to be a special attacker. This is interesting. I would not have done this because Body Press. But now it is okay because Excadrill comes in, and I think it was probably already faster than this. But it is okay. We use Brick Break instead of Earthquake because that is what we like to do sometimes. Now, bad news for us. The Arcaludon is on the lawn, and now we have to deal with Arcaludon. But luckily Ninetales has Blizzard and is going to use Freeze Dry on all of the Pokemon now. However, here is the issue. If this is a Choice Scarf Pelipper, this Choice Scarf Pelipper could cause us a lot of problems. We go into Amogus to see if the Pelipper is Choice Scarf, and it does a lot of damage. But now it's going to continue clicking Hurricane, and we actually do not get any information from switching into Amogus here whatsoever. Now we go back into our Ninetales, which was our win condition in the first place, and lose it for free. Very good stuff. And now the game is over, because there is a Mega Swampert, and we have the ability to switch. Also, based on the fact that this did not take Stealth Rock's damage, I would assume that it is most likely Heavy-Duty Boots, because it is Heavy-Duty Boots, and we should have just clicked Freeze Dry on it with our Ninetales, because it was ×4 super effective. But, you know, it's okay. Hindsight is 2020, right? And also being able to see these in a live battle is also 2020. And the year is currently 2024. So not everyone has perfect vision like I do. Alright, so Hurricane is being clicked. What will you do about it? Probably nothing. Keck W, because Hurricane's strongest. And Hurricane does not miss in the rain. Now Squawkabilly is going to use Parting Shot, as Antkiller is probably going to continue clicking Hurricane. But no, we decided to U-turn instead, because Draco Fish is in, and now he is going to Vicious Rend all over the place. Yep, even in the rain, even against the grass type, you click Vicious Rain. Look at that. That would have killed if it weren't for that rain going away. But now Draco Fish is both 1 part Draco and 1 part fish, and he is going to continue rending all over the place. And all were rended. And yeah, this Draco Fish is going to render Shadow Claw's chances of victory to nothing, because it is going to continue rending viciously. So yeah, eventually we will get there, but Antkiller is going to win this one, due to the fact of the Ninetales with Freeze Dry getting sacrificed for no reason, when, you know, you could have just, like, killed the Pelipper and then switched out your Ninetales. Especially when the Ninetales has a ×4 super effective move against 3 Pokemon here, and it's not even resisted by the other 2. In fact, it is, you know, super effective against both of the other 2, and it is also stab. Very, very tragic switch. I couldn't tell you what brought that switch on, but I can tell you that it was probably what ended the game on the spot, yeah. So we do pick up another KO on the Pelipper, but this Amoonguss is not him. Yes, guess what? Draco Fish is back. Mr. Fish is back, and he is going to rend all over the place, as he does. Draco Fish, the render of all people. We get the double protect, that's cool. Maybe we survive Vicious Rend in the rain from Draco Fish. Except for we don't. So very good stuff. Antkiller gets game 1. Game number the 2nd. This time, hopefully, we keep our Pelipper alive. And also, you know, I don't know why we didn't bring Arctozolt against, you know, Water-type Turbo the team. But it's okay. Now we are going to lead with the Amoonguss to use Toxic on the Pelipper. Fantastic start. Now we are going to protect to get Toxic damage on the Pelipper. The Pelipper uses U-turn. Fantastic. I love that. Alright, we get the big chip off. Now we go into Ninetales to prevent Antkiller from having any weather. But it's okay because Hurricane is used on the switch. And we really need to treat this Ninetales a little bit better because she's trying her hardest out here. Okay, so now our Caledon comes back in. We do decide to keep our Ninetales alive. Maybe we learned that our win condition here is, in fact, Freeze Dry. But, you know, maybe not. It's hard to say. It is, in fact, hard to say. Excadrill comes in on Body Press and lives thanks to the power of Parting Shot. Very good. But, tragically, we keep switching around to let this thing do more and more damage. And guess what? It's just going to switch out eventually. You know? So Squawkabilly is going to roost. This is going to allow this Pelipper to get Rocky Helmet chip. And Swampert comes in to use probably Liquidation. But instead it uses Stealth Rocks, which is pretty disastrous. And we go into Ninetales to change the weather. Oh, and it's Heavy Duty Boots Ninetales. Okay, that's very good. That's very good. This does give us a solid chance here. And Blizzard doesn't kill this, so we do need to switch. We go into Moongus. Great. Now what? Why? Why did we switch into this to click Protect? Are we stalling out our own snow? Like, what are we trying to accomplish with this? Energy Ball? Like, sure, I understand you don't want to go into a Pokemon that's weak to this thing. But, like, at the same time, you have to apply some sort of pressure. You know, you let your your Excadrill get fucking body pressed. So like you gotta deal with the consequences of your actions. Now we're gonna parting shot. Bring in what? Excadrill? No. Amoonguss again. Okay, well at least we didn't sacrifice our Ninetales on this thing again, which is pretty good. We still have a shot here. Ninetales is faster than all of these Pokemon except for Scarfed Dracofish. So we need to figure out how we can defeat Scarfed Dracofish, and we do not seem to have any hazard removal unless we are running Defog on the Squawkabilly, but we really need to get rid of these rocks so we can use our Excadrill again. But tragically, I'm not sure we're heading in that direction. It does not look like we are heading in that direction, in fact. In fact, it actually looks quite likely that we are heading in the opposite direction of just losing all of our Pokemon to this Archaludon. Which is not what you want to see. Yeah, Squawkabilly comes in. Oh, right. Squawkabilly's Rocky Helmet, and we cannot defog off these rocks. Excadrill comes in, and it does survive the rocks. Fantastic stuff. And we use Rapid Spin. Alright, so the rocks are gone, but at what cost? We lose our drill. We probably should have just killed the Archaludon. But it's okay. Ninetales has come back to save the day. We are going to Dry Freezely. And then we have Basculegion coming in. It's the male one. Which is not true, because it's actually Basculegion female. And we decide to switch out our Ninetales, because Freeze Dry is not very strong, I guess. So now Amoonguss is going to get Protect Recovery, and we're going to stall out our own Snow. And we are going to now switch to, set up and get Crit for our troubles. Now, would this have made any difference? I doubt it. Because instead, this just stays in and clicks it again, and now we have to deal with the Dracofish. Ninetales comes in. This is not going to be surviving the Rend. But Antkiller, I guess, is just not on Scarf, because he switches out the Dracofish. Alright, so Ninetales got to come out, because, we need to change that weather back. Amoonguss comes in, logical, but, at this point, I feel like the damage has been done. This game is being executed a lot better by Snow Mercury, I will say that. I do have to say, it is dramatically better this game. But, yeah, bringing Kleavor over Arctovish did not seem like the play to me. We have a whole Pokemon with Volt Beak. And sure, Antkiller has Pokemon that answer Volt Beak. You have the Archaludon, and you have the Swampert, and you have the Thundurus, right? But Volt Beak still kills all of the other Pokemon. So Basculegion comes back in, and I don't know why we are so afraid of this. If Terra Waters uses Aqua Jet, Aqua Jet would not have killed Ninetales. Just straight up, it would not have. So, flip turn. We're going to lose some more Life Orb HP. We're going to Energy Ball. Okay. Yeah, I don't know. This Ninetales did not get to do what it wanted to do this game. It could have got off the Goop Nut. Anyways, we have Weather Ball for Ice-type moves, which is scary, and we are going to sack our Ninetales to Weather Ball. Well, that should do it. And we are slower. Are we just not running speed on our Ninetales? Why are we not running max speed timid, Ninetales with max special attack? Because Freeze Strike cleans. Well, who knows? Maybe we will learn for next time the power of the move Freeze Dry. It's almost like I during drafts I specifically point out the move Freeze Dry because it is very good, and the goal should be to click it at all times against a team like this where 3 of the Pokemon are times 4 weak to it. But it is okay. We are learning. Alright, next up we have Hingle versus Dusty. Alright, so, no Cocoa this time from Dusty. No terrain set. Pretty good stuff for Dusty. Very spicy. Now we are going to rain all over the place, knocking out the Valiant in one hit. I like that for Jingle. This is very good for Jingle. Alright, so now we have the, this Treads, and then we decide to go into Electros to force it out? And we get off a huge Giga Drain into this thing, but tragically for us, Electros is a bad Pokemon. So we're going to try our best to knock out this thing, and we actually succeed, which is pretty crazy. This Electros did way more than it ever should have. And now we are going to Steam Eruption, a Pokemon that has Storm Drain. We should have hovered over it to see if it had the ability Storm Drain. And now we are going to just sack our entire Volcanion, it looks like. It looks like our game plan is, yep, Volcanion failed, time to let it die. Yeah, that's what it looks like is happening here. Yep, Volcanion failed, time to let it die. Alright, so we're getting off flamethrowers. We get the flamethrower burn, which is actually kind of huge. The flamethrower burn is quite dramatic, and now we even get a crit. And since we got that burn, we are going to survive this rock slide. We're going to get off some more chip. In fact, we even kill thanks to the power of burn, plus a crit. We got very, very lucky there. But now we are going to lose our thing to a crit ice spinner. I'm not sure if that would have killed without a crit. The answer is probably. And now we are going to go into Electros, which is a bad Pokemon. And now we are going to go into Goldango, which is slower than this, and this has Earthquake. And now we are going to go into Garganacl, which is weak to Earthquake. But we live. We can get off a Salt Cure. Okay, very good. Do we have Protect? Are we Salt Cure Protect? Nope. So we get off the Salt Cure, but tragically for us, Garg is going to die. And now we are going to go into Blissey, which is not very physically defensive, as we all know. We are going to take a more billion damage from Earthquake, but we are going to lower this thing's HP pretty low, but thanks to leftovers, it is going to be able to survive this last turn of Salt Cure, and it's going to be Volt switching out. We bring into Still Valley Ground, okay, because we are really scared of Thunderclap. And now Sword Stance plus multi-attack will probably be ending the game in Dusty's favor. Alright, so we're gonna get up rocks because I don't know. It doesn't really matter. Blissey's not gonna do much chip. In fact, it probably won't do enough chip at all. However, Raging Bolt. When the bolt is raging, and we did not read that this Silvally is ground type by hovering over it and seeing the word Silvally ground. You guys can't see it on the screen, but it does in fact say Silvally ground up there. So we did not read that it was Silvally ground, and we tried to use an electric move on it. Very good stuff. Next Pokemon battle. Next battle is of this variety. We have this, and we have lead Silvally ground, and we are going to U-turn out because ground types are very good, and Jingle does not respect them with his team. Now we are going to get up rocks as this thing uses Ice Spinner, and we are going to get Big Chip off with the Seismic Toss. Exactly 100 damage. Very powerful. Next, we have Rapid Spin. And then we have Soft Boiled. And then we have Earthquake. And then we have Stealth Rock. And then we have Seismic Toss. And then we have Rapid Spin. Terra Ghost! Okay, well, you cannot Rapid Spin these Stealth Rocks, I guess. Not anymore. No more Rapid Spin the Stealth Rocks. Okay. Soft Boiled. Earthquake. Soft Boiled. Earthquake. Soft Boiled. Earthquake. Oh no, we went for Seismic. Okay, I guess we're just confident that we won't be crit here. Fair. Ice Spinner is used. Okay, well that's not what you want to see if you're a fan of Dusty, I suppose. Maybe Jingle does get through this. Maybe Jingle does actually get through here. Oh, Seismic Toss that turn. Okay, our health is looking a little bit low. And our soft boileds are... Oh, well, we lived. Well, didn't matter. We lived. Nice. GG. GG's. Shake my hand. And we soft boiled again here. Oh, baby. Look at this. Our health's going up. Alright. And then we soft-boiled again here. Oh, no, we Seismic Tossed. Uh-oh. We're gonna lose our Blissey. I guess the goal was to get it low enough to finish with... None of our Pokemon are faster than this. We go into Electros, letting this thing rapid spin off of our rocks, and nice. We did it. We did it. We got him. All right, so we have Giga Drain as Quagsire comes in to definitely Terrastalize. Why would you put in a Quagsire if you were not going to Terrastalize after seeing the move Giga Drain, right? So Volcanion comes in to get Toxic Poison. We have Sludge Wave on this Pert at home Quagsire. Very funny. So now we have Flamethrower, presumably into the Cradilly that wanted to do something weird. And we have Taunt on this Volcanion. Hold on, Jingle's actually cooking with this one. Okay, we have Flamethrower moment. Okay, we don't win this 1v1. Actually, we might. Flamethrower burn at any point wins the game too. Okay, well, we do not get the Flamethrower burn, so we get some big chip. Taunt ends. We taunt again instead of just killing the Pokemon, and we lose our Volcanion because for whatever reason we thought that this thing was faster or something than us and was going to click recover that turn. Like, what the fuck was that decision? Come on now. And now we have to Salt Cure this thing as it gets off more chip damage for no reason. Cradilly is a bad Pokemon, and you guys all treat every Pokemon like it's the strongest Pokemon you've ever fought. You guys need to stop doing this. Anyways, now we lose to Iron Bundle, because of, Iron Bundle, right? But guess what? We have Thunderclap in the back, and we are going to, clap the Thunder. Oh my god, Calm Mind on the Switch, Thunderclap picks up a KO, insane. Now we are going to Dragon Pulse the Steel type. Why? And then we're gonna do it again. It wasn't a mistake the first time. Apparently it was not a mistake the first time, so we clicked it again. Okay, sure. It's fine. We can always just plot up here. Okay, nice. Now we can make it rain, because we've seen Terra Normal out of this Cradilly before. Cradilly didn't Terra Normal. Okay. Iron Bundle comes in. I think we live this. Oh, Ice Beam. Why not Pump? I guess we were just trying to get rid of that balloon? Okay, I guess we're coming in with Silvally here to deal with it, with the multi-attack. Yep, that'll do it. Okay. Electros comes back in. U-turn is used. We're probably Giga Draining here. Yeah. Okay, well, Giga Drain is fine and dandy, I suppose. And we Flamethrower for solid chip. We get the burn, and now this Quagsire is basically dead. But in the back, we have Silvally Ground versus 2 electric types. We Volt Switch to bring in our Thunderclap Pokemon. Even though it is, I think, the same speed as this? No, it's slower. SD is used. Uh-oh. We go for Dragon Pulse. And if only we had used electric moves on the Quagsire instead of, Dragon Pulse twice. Maybe we could have had enough health on our Pokemon to actually win this battle. But tragically, we are going to get cleaned up for our foolish decisions. And our opponent, Dusty, defeats Jingle in Game 2. Next up, we have Ryevji versus Scorpion. Ryevji bringing the less bad Pokemon. He is bringing Cinccino, which is less bad. And now we are going to edge ceaselessly. We just started and we are already edging. We need to stop. This has to stop. It's time to stop. And now we are ceaselessly edging all over the place. But Dragapult is like, cease. Ryevji really has no choice. We decide to go into, the Zygarde, and get Dragon Darts for our life savings. -1 Zygarde. And now Venusaur comes in to wall the Dragapult. But guess what? Mandibuzz defeats these. But we're gonna get up a Toxic, so that's good. Defog's gonna be used, the spikes are going away. We Synthesis at full health because I guess we thought the opponent was gonna Brave Bird. But why would you Brave Bird in this situation? We must use our critical thinking skills. Next, we have Earth Power on the incoming Iron Hands, which is going to Volt Switch away. Shaman is coming in. We are probably not going to be able to do much to the Shaman. Shaman Terra steals and uses Psychic, which is absurd that this Samurott just came in and made the perfect play, apparently. And then we flip turn out, we get momentum from that, and now we are triple axling. And we are kicking this bird 3 times with Cinccino. And the Cinccino is going to knock out the Mandibuzz. Now there is no more defog. We are going to U-turn back into this, which does not actually win this 1v1. It's Terra Steel. Like, and we already saw that it had Psychic. Did we forebore? Well, I mean, apparently Earth Power just does enough. I guess it was fully offensive Shaman or something. Dragon Dart's gonna finish us off, though. And now we have the fastest Pokemon alive in the back, but we decide to go into, you know, Nihilego to use Dazzling Gleam. And coincidentally, it works out as the Assault Vest Iron Hands comes in, and it doesn't survive 2 Dazzling Gleams. Now we get a special attack boost. We are on Sludge Bomb, even though I know for a fact Nihilego gets Energy Ball, and our opponent has a Pokemon that is ×4 weak to Energy Ball. Why would we not bring that in our prep? And, yeah, 2 Dazzling Gleam, or Dazzling Gleam plus Sludge Bomb isn't gonna do it here. And now we need to figure out how the fuck do we ever defeat this thing. We go for Secret Sword, it doesn't do enough. Or Sacred Sword, I'm sorry. But we went for Rocks there, which I don't think helps you in this situation, Mocha Pudding. I'm gonna be real. I don't think that helps you. Well, it's okay. We still have Dragapult to shoot the darts out of its head. And now Cinccino is in, and does not survive this. So this is probably like Abandoned Bolt or something. And Deoxys Speed comes in, and tragically, I don't think any move that we have wins the battle. Shadow Ball is cool and all, but like, I don't think we're beating this Diancie. Yeah, probably not. Moonblast kills us. Great. Fantastic. Game 1 going to Mocha Pudding. Alright, so, game 2. Play. So, this time we have lead Dragapult with the Dragon Darts into the Sash lead Nihilego, which the Nihilego goes for just Dazzling Gleam, even though we would have died to Dragon Darts there. It's okay though, we didn't think that Dragon Darts was going to happen, and we got the read right. So now we have Earth Power when you soar using Toxic on this thing, as it's going to Volt Switch away. This is a favorable trade for Ryevji, because in exchange for the momentum, instead you have Toxic Poison on the Assault Vest Pokemon, which is what you wanted to always see. This time we get Red on our switch to Samurott, and we get Seed Flared for our entire Pokemon. Now we are going to tidy up to try and do something, but Cinccino just also dies to Seed Flare. So now we bring in our Deoxys. Okay. We go for Psychic into a Steel type, which is not what you want to see in any situation. But it's okay because, you know, the opponent switched, getting up the Stealth Rocks, I suppose. Okay, now we're going to heal up all the way to full, and this Venusaur probably does not actually have a Grass-type attack. Oh, it does! It's got Giga Drain this time. Okay. Well, I guess we learned from our mistake of not being able to deal with a Gastrodon. This shows improvement. I love that for Ryevji. Okay, so now we have Roselli Berry, so we survive the Moonblast, and thanks to our crit, 1000 Arrows kills this. Okay. But now we just died to Dragon Darts in the back anyway, so was it really worth it? What we probably needed to do there was Dragon Dance. And now we have Power Gem, because I guess we're really scared of Mandibuzz. Which now raises the bonus question of why are we playing Sludge Bomb? Because if we're scared of Mandibuzz, like, how are we scared of Shaman? How are we scared of the Shaman? That's what I want to know. Venus. How are we afraid of Shaman? Even though the Shaman has been cooking us, you know? You gotta pick one thing that you're afraid of, right? And this Deoxys hasn't done anything for you. It's like the most versatile thing in the game. You know, it's got spikes, it's got knockoff, it's got taunt, you know, it's got like solid bulk. It's the fastest thing alive, other than Regieleki, but we don't count that guy. Yeah, and you're just sort of not really doing anything with it, you know? You gotta like put Grass Knot on like a Pokemon and like, you know, Grass Knot something. Anyways, our momentum is being completely thrashed, but luckily for us, it seems like Mocha Pudding does not really have an out to this Venusaur. Did we synthesis there? No, we Earth Powered. Okay, great. Venusaur survives, but tragically Dragon Darts is back, and now the darts are being shot all over the place. And guess what's going to happen? Deoxys Speed's going to come in and not kill, because, you know, we're on, I guess, not choice specs. And yeah, that's not going to be good enough here. And Nihilego does not win this. So the battle will be going 2-0 in favor of Borfilth. Ryevji is in shambles right now. Ryevji is in shambles. Ryevji is a shambles. Next, we have Mr. T versus Rudes, a story as old as a 2-year-old. Fantastic. Let's go. We are going to lead with Bonk, and guess what? Zapdos beats those, but it's okay, because we can get Hurricane Confuse on the switch, and then, you know, we Volt Switch out. But it didn't matter, because Mr. Fancy Hat is going to Reception Chillily, and then, you know, the Silver Smurfer comes in, and Terrastalizes into a Dark type to put up Stealth Rocks. And now we have Defog to say, no, fuck your Stealth Rocks, and then Mr. T's like, but toxic though. And now we have Buttercup, the Landorus Therian. This is a joke based on, you know, I have said before that I wish to have a Caracal, which is like a savannah like wildcat, and it's basically a cat that's like a pit bull, but as a cat, you know. And I would name it Buttercup, you know. And that is probably where that name comes from. I refuse to believe anything else. Anyways, Buttercup is now in against Mr. Double Iron Bash, but we predicted that because Thunder Punch was used. He's easily predicted, easily parried, and now Earthquake gonna do that 35% chip to the Tinglu. And now the Earthquake gonna do that 32% chip to the Tinglu. And now the Earthquake gonna do that 33% chip to the Tinglu. Now we decide to polish the rock so Lando can sweep you like I missed a white. But tragically for us, Earthquake is now going to do that 34% chip, and we are going to get whirlwinded. And now our rock polish is pointless. So and now we are going to step on this Toxapex to boost our speed, but tragically for us, we cannot step on this Toxapex hard enough to crush it. But we can spin rapidly to remove the hazards, as Haze is going to reduce our speed. I don't know why we did that, but okay. I guess we are really scared of Mr. Titan T setting up? I guess. Yeah, sure. I suppose. Alright, so now we're going to Chilly Reception into Bonk, but Bonk is not going to win this 1v1. Spiky Shield into the Double Iron Bash, though. Does that actually trigger twice? No, it only triggers one time. Interesting to know. We go for the Double Protect for some reason, and we do get the Double Protect, but I guess we just have no Pokemon that come in on this. Next up, we have Stomping Tantrum. I guess we were maybe trying to take the Double Iron Bash so we could Stomping Tantrum. But even then, that's just not enough damage. And now Toxapex comes in as we go for Spiky Shield, and it fails, so now we can get the big Stomping Tantrum. But we decide that it's not good enough because it wouldn't have killed the Toxapex. So that's actually a correct play. However, we get Skull Burn on our stupid fucking hat guy on the switch, which is not what you want to see. Now we go for Psychic Noise to make sure that this thing cannot heal. Okay. Not like it was going to anyway. Here comes Shadow Ball. We're just clicking attacks with this one. Latios not exactly the strongest Pokemon, and this is not an Assault Vest guy, as we already saw. So it does have Toxic, and it did in fact Toxic. And now we read this Luster Purge switch into our Terra grounded. Okay, Metagross. And now we can heavily slam this Tinglu. And Toxic is the solution now. Ruination gonna ruinate us, halving our HP. And now what? We get up rocks. Okay, Earthquake. Well, we're a Dark type, so we live those now. That's pretty good. And what will Tinglu do about this? Probably nothing. And then we just decide to go into... Couldn't we have just killed it with the Metagross? Wouldn't that have been better? Because now you've invited in the Qianpao, and you need to find something to survive the Qianpao's wrath. And it goes for Sacred Sword on the Switch. And the second one barely doesn't kill. Barely does not kill. So Mr. T is, I guess, lucky. So that goes actually very well for Mr. Titan T, even though it could have gone dramatically wrong very quickly. And now, this is it. And we need to do something about it. We're gonna go for Scald, 9%, big chip. Chilly Reception, we have decided to stay in. Here comes, Freeze Dry. Here comes Freeze Dry. That's what this Pokemon is. It's Freeze Dry. Okay, well, we've decided not to Freeze Dry, and now we have a Cursed Image as Metagross is Toxic Poisoned. And it has a Custat Berry for Psychic Fangs. And we get off some chip with our Custat Berry. I wonder if the last move was Explosion. Well, doesn't matter. We're not going to find out. Landorus is going to crunch the fucking Latios, and Latios dies. That's so funny. Okay, well, here's Qianpao to Qianpao all over the place. Did we crunch on the Switch? Oh my god, we crunched on the Switch. Mr. Titan T is in danger here. Where are the Pokemon that survived Qianpao's wrath? Well, we decided to let Qianpao die to Scarf Pokemon with Earth Power, and Earth Power is super effective against all of our Pokemon. So, Earth Power going to kill, Earth Power going to kill, and guess what? Earth Power probably going to kill. It did not! Oh my goodness, Toxapex is the big threat. But tragically for us, it did not matter because, you know, Scarf Curum just wins. It cleans up. Roots is defeated game 1, and now game 2. Will Roots be defeated again? This time, the Metagross is not shiny. So we have Young Bonk, a 2 Bonk, and we are probably going to get off a Bonk. We Sword Stance, 2 Bonk. Stomping Tantrum, okay, sure. Bonk would have probably been more effective. We live those, though. And now we can bonk. We can freely bonk. We should bonk. Bonk. Yup, bonk! Look at that. Big damage. Big damage. But we're dead. Because this is a Speed tie, I believe. And we just lose the coin flip. So now Freeze Dry is back. And what will be clicked? Ice Beam. Because Freeze Dry is overrated. Why would we care about Freeze Dry being super effective against Toxapex? I don't know. Why would anyone care about that? So Knockoff is used. We remove the leftovers. Knockoff is used again because 18% is Big Chip. Toxic is used because we think we can poison a poison type. And Knockoff is used because Big Chip damage. Psychic Noise is used. Big Chip. Big Chip. Look at that. Heal Block. Toxapex can no longer heal. Knockoff is used because Big Chip. Slack off. Okay, well, Toxapex never had a chance here. The truth is, the game was rigged from the start. Psychic Noise. And this is gonna go on for a little while, I have a feeling. Alright, so Mr. Titan T for some reason decides to switch. And now... Great, we're making progress again. We make a read on the Earthquake, we go into our Latios, fantastic stuff. We get a big roost. And Terra Fairy to absolutely bamboozle this stupid Latios, and Terra Blast is going to knock out the Latios. Fantastic. That being said, double Iron Bash comes in to bash it twice. And the second one crits, and we get the KO on the Landorus because that's balanced. And now we're gonna get Aqua stepped on because I guess, I don't know, we don't respect the switch, and we're Thunder Punch. We're not even banded this time. Incredible. But now Close Combat is used into Toxapex. Because maybe, chat, you're gonna be the one that saves me. Because that's what Roots thinks. He thinks that Toxapex is the answer to all of his problems. And in this game, it looks like it probably will be, in all seriousness. I mean, like, Mr. Titan T's answers, namely Freeze Dry, have not been used effectively. So he might get there in the end, you know? Anyway, Aqua Step is used. We're going to have the HP of this Quaquaval, as the Stinglu has been doing way too much work every single time it comes in. And we have Rest. Why would you rest in front of a Pokemon that has Stab super effective close combat? Why would you do that? Why would you not just kill it? Is now my follow-up question. Why wouldn't you just kill this with close combat? I guess it was a good prediction, and now we decide to use Freeze Dry. We get the freeze. Toxapex is dead. Fantastic stuff. Wow, it's almost like you could have done this like 25 turns ago and it would have worked. But for whatever reason, I guess we just decided to not take the freeze dry kill on this, and then, you know, chip on the Chien Pao or whatever. But instead, we decided to go into our Metagross to fucking die to it instead. Good decision making, honestly. So now we bring back in Toxapex, which is cool. But, you know, surely we can just go into Freeze Dry again and click Freeze Dry. But for whatever reason, we don't understand that Freeze Dry is a good move. Especially when, you know, fragile as fuck, dies to Freeze Dry, weak to Freeze Dry, weak to Freeze Dry, and dies to Freeze Dry, weak to Freeze Dry. Why would we go into that Pokemon? Especially when it's at full HP. Why would we do that? Why would we let this thaw out? I don't know. I couldn't tell you. Like, letting it thaw out is a good play, clearly. So, now we have Chien Pao. Chien Pao is gonna pow all over the Chien. Sacred Sword used on the switch to this, okay. And really all we have to do is just click an attack, but I guess we just decided not to. I mean, we did die there, I think, but like, you know, the Chien Pao being forced out is pretty good. Alright, so Freeze Dry is back, and surely we are clicking it right. Okay, look at that big damage. Look at that, big damage. We take 13% from Volt Switch. Toxapex is going to come in. Guess what does not want to live, does not want to get Freeze Dried. But we, for whatever reason, decide just not to go for it. I guess we don't want to get our Scarf knocked off, because I guess we think we need to be faster than the Chien Pao. Even though really all we need to do is just not take more damage than we need to, which is exactly what we decided to do by switching around 6 times in front of this Toxapex, letting our Quaquaval get burned, and yeah, also letting it heal with Recover. Literally, all we need to do here is click attacks, and we can't even figure that out. We are just going to keep switching around with Chilly Receptions and all that. Now we're going to go into Quaquaval, even though it doesn't fucking kill now that we're burned, because we let our Quaquaval get burned by a Toxapex, instead of going into fucking Freeze Dry the Pokemon. And now we decide to go into it because we realize that we are stupid. Incredible. Alright, great. Now we're gonna Ice Beam. Look at this. Look at this. You know what would have been crazy? If we had done this like 3 turns ago, we would not have had to deal with the fact that this thing rested again and is at full HP again. And now we're gonna get Rootinated for our troubles as it wakes up and uses rests. Wow. Incredible. We should have really just did this instead of going into Quaquaval in the first place, because guess what? If Ice Beam do 44 and Pokemon at 72 44 plus 44 equals more than 72. And now we have to deal with the fact that we have no HP on this whatsoever, and Chen Pao just wins the battle. But instead, Bruce doesn't decide to go for that, because I guess we really want to just flex that we have a Toxapex. But at this point, there's really not much Mr. T can do. Like, he fucking threw. He threw it incredibly hard. And now, we have to just sit here and deal with the consequences of both of these players being terrible. Incredible. Incredible. Oh look, freeze dry, look at that. Look at that. Love that for you. Very good stuff. So barring a throw here, I mean, Roots just wins. He literally just has to go into Chen Pao at any point and start clicking a fucking move. Like, we just need to not throw away our Chen Pao for no reason. We sack the Zapdos, and then hopefully we bring in the Chen Pao, right? Okay, great. So now all we need to do is kill this. We use Crunch, which is the only move that didn't kill this in this situation. We knew Sacred Sword did enough to kill it. We knew that. We already saw that it did enough. For whatever reason, we decided to crunch for no reason, letting this thing roost, and now Roots has managed to throw the game back to Mr. Titan T. That being said, though, this Toxapex is good enough. It genuinely is just good enough at this point. You know, we still have 20 knockoffs left. This thing has 6 slack-offs. We're going to be here for another 150 turns, but eventually Rune should win this battle, unless he literally starts shitting out of his mouth, like actual diarrhea. Like... Okay, but the Psychic Noise might lock us out, though. It might lock us out. Imagine it locks us out. We go for Scald because Knockoff does more damage for some reason. I guess we really want that burn. But I guess we also decide to go into Chen Pao to get chillied on. And guess what? Since we let this Quaquaval roost, we lose now. Roots actually managed to throw this game back. Yeah, you know, if we clicked Sacred Sword instead of Crunch like 6 turns ago, you know what would have happened? We would have killed this. But instead, we thought, oh yeah, he's just gonna switch to the thing. No. Even if he did switch to the thing, like, you're fine. You have a whole Toxapex in the back. But for whatever reason, you know, Roots does not realize that Toxapex is good against this Pokemon. We finally get a Scald Burn. Fantastic stuff. Knockoff. Good. Psychic Noise. Good. Knockoff. Nice. Heck yeah. Slack off. Forced. Good. Knockoff again. Well, I guess we wanted to keep our health at full, but now we've opened ourselves to getting crit. Knockoff. Good. Look at that. Psychic Noise. Almost die. And Psychic Noise. Incredible. We managed to throw this game 45 times. Both players combined for a total of 45,000 throws. I've never seen... This game is almost as bad as Mr. Titan T versus Juvenile. Almost. But it's okay, because at least I don't want to, you know, take a long trip through the woods after this battle. Alright, next up we have Spirit versus Frank the Wolf. Frank the Wolf, who does not know what stab is, and Spirit versus Frank the Wolf. Spirit, you know, known champion. So Urshifu's going to strike surgingly on the Rotom as it comes in. Alright, so what? Volt Switch? Alright, so we make a good read. We go into Thundurus on Volt Switch, but this is not the one that has Volt Absorb. So we're going to Thunder Wave a Dark type because we don't know what Prankster does, and now we lose our Thundurus. Yeah, this is going basically as expected. Darkrai comes in now. Great, Clodsire. And Darkrai uses Shadow Ball because Dark Pulse has Stab. And now we have Terra Dark. Okay, so Urshifu is in with the Rapid Strikes to strike rapidly, but Terra Dark Clodsire. Now we are going to Drain Punch to Drain Punch the Rotom. And now we can Drain Punch again, actually, but for whatever reason we just decide not to. We decide to go into Darkrai, and yeah, I mean, it ended up being the correct play, except for to the wrong Pokemon, because now we have Flutter Mane. And Flutter Mane is going to flutter all over the place. We Terra Bug, we First Impression. That's not as much damage as I feel like it should have done. So I guess we weren't Tinted Lens. Our lens was not tinted. So that does nothing. Draco Meteor on a Fairy type, nice. Lose our Dragon type to a Fairy type, also nice. Urshifu comes in to strike rapidly, but is slower and dies to Moonblast. And Typhlosion is also probably just cooked here. We have Moonblast used. I guess he's locked in. Shadow Ball, okay. Shadow Ball, the Crackback, nice. And we are going to preserve the 6-0. So we go into Clodsire, and that'll do it. Frank the Wolf cooked in game 1, and not in a good way. Cooked as in he got cooked. So, oof, ouch, oof, ow, my bones. Rip Frank the Wolf in game 1. What will happen in game 2? Flutter Mane will happen, and Urshifu is back to switch out into Typhlosion as Flutter Mane is going to start clicking moves. Alright, we get the special attack drop after the Moonblast, and honestly, that would tell me to stay in and just keep clicking Moonblast, but hey, you know what, Spirit's fine. We're going to go into Clodsire to prevent Frank the Wolf from doing things. Now we're going to Terra Dark for some reason. I don't know why we keep Terra Darking, but it's okay. We're going to get up our rocks as Urshifu comes in and uses U-Turn, which is intelligent. Intelligent play by Frank the Wolf. Now we have Darkrai in, and we should probably... Okay, so we have Dark Pulse. That's 17%. That's solid chip. The Quagsire is not aware. So we have to go back into our Urshifu as Poison Jab is used, and we get the Poison. Very good stuff for Spirit. Okay, so now we have Rotom coming in, getting Drain Punched. Urshifu gonna heal up for big, but why are we on Drain Punch in the first place is the real question. Why are we on Drain Punch in the first place? So now Flutter Mane's gonna come in because we're using Drain Punch. The Typhlosion's going to come in, take a bunch of chip from Rocks, take a bunch of chip from Moonblast, and basically die because it's slower. Nice. Thundurus comes in, okay. Clodsire to, you know, be immune to Prankster moves, nice. Maybe that's why the Clodsire is Terra Dark, to be immune to Prankster moves. And now we're going to try and defog, but guess what doesn't work? That, because it's a Prankster move, and this is a Dark type. And now we are learning the consequences of our actions, as this thing is getting off Poison Jab after Poison Jab, and it's poisoning, like, every time. Alright, we get a Sludge Bomb off because we don't run Focus Blast, and Darkrai is dead. Fantastic stuff. And now Urshifu Rapid is back to punch things. Rotom comes back in, Surging Strikes is used. This does not kill the Rotom. But we are faster, so maybe we don't get 6-0'd twice. Hey, we're not 6-0'd twice. I love that for you, Frank. I love that for you. I love it. Alright, now we have Flutter Mane, Moonblasting everybody and everything. In fact, everything is just going to die to Moonblast at this point. So that's cool. We are actually going to not let our Flutter Mane get Sludge Waved. Even though Thunder Wave was probably the correct click there. But it's okay. It works out because, you know, here's low kicks to kick lowly, and we are going to go into Charizard as Leech Life is used on the Switch. That is times 4 resisted Leech Life, and it does 25%. Pretty impressive stuff, honestly. But Weather Ball. Now we have no low kicks, and guess who's back? It's Latios. Latios is back. And now Fluttermane is going to be immune to everything Latios wants to do, except for Luster Purge. We get the special defense drop, but it's just too little too late. We are not Scarf Latios, and even if we were, Photosynthesis for speed in the sun. We are going to be picking up the win. Spirit is. Alright, finally, Shadow King versus Bento. This is the last match of week number the 3rd. So we have, you know, Earthquake, Sash, Rocks, Toxic. You know, Shadow King's known combo. And we get the Mortal Spin Poison off. Very cool. Alright, so this Glamora has done exactly what Shadow King's Glamora has always done. Put up the hazards and fucking die. And there's a Defogger in the back. Alright, so now we're gonna Mega Evolve Poltergeist. Should kill this perk, yeah. That is a huge physical attack stat coming off of this thing. And for whatever reason, Bento goes into Blacephalon here against a Pokemon with Shadow Sneak. Sure. Weavile comes in, which probably should have came out in the first place. And we decide to keep our Pokemon alive by going into Decky Dewey and letting it get knocked off. Sure. I don't know why we didn't just go into Corviknight and click Defog a while ago, but it's okay. Decky Dewey's gonna faint to the Weavile now. And we go into the Paldean Tauros to wall this Weavile. Guess what? Corviknight's finally in to click Defog, I'm sure. Corviknight's not even on heavy-duty boots. We are going to get off a big close combat for Big Chip. And then we're going to probably switch to Charizard. Yeah, okay. Brave Bird is used. Does over half. Is this like a fucking offensive Corviknight? What the fuck? Or is Charizard just that bad? Who knows? Flare Blitz. Okay. Dual Wing Beat. Dead Charizard. Nice. Even if the Dual Wing Beat had connected, it was not killing there. So Charizard was always dying that turn. Now we go for Shadow Sneak. We probably could have not gone for Shadow Sneak. We could have probably gone for Poltergeist. But it's okay. We go for Shadow Sneak. And now we can go for Shadow Sneak into the Corviknight as it comes in. And no Rocky Helmet here. Are we faster? Are we running max speed? Are we running max speed? Because we should be faster. We should be faster than this. I don't know why we didn't click Poltergeist. Instead, we decided to lock it into Roost. Okay. Sceptile comes in. Did we click Poltergeist this time? Now we missed. See, this is what happens when you don't click Poltergeist when you're supposed to. You miss Poltergeist. Now we have Mega Sceptile as it, you know, it's gonna get off Dragon Dance in front of the Pokemon that we have seen use Shadow Sneak 75 times and die. Okay, great. Corviknight's back now. What are we gonna do with this? Get Poltergeisted? Yup. Big Chip. Look at that, 42. Huge Chip. Finally, we decide to kill the Pokemon in front of us. I don't know about you guys, but Torterra can win this. If we get a Terra with a Shell Smash, I don't think Rock Blast kills here. Oh, no, it doesn't. Oh, no, it doesn't. Well, Heavy Slam. Corviknight. Why are we using Bullet Seed? Do we not know what Steel and Flying type are? Like, what the fuck? Come on now. Look at your type chart at least once in your life. Like, at all. Like, come on. Grass? Really? Bullet Seed? You thought Bullet Seed was ever the answer in this situation? Like, even the Pokemon that Bento could switch into that are still alive don't really care about Bullet Seed. Why would you ever click it? Well, this is what I like to refer to as a deserved loss for Shadow King, based on just the execution at the end here. Like, at any point, we could have just, like, Shell Smashed again as Bento was smashing Roost, and then, like, could have gone a lot better for us. Especially after we saw that this thing was using Heavy Slam and did no damage even after a Shell Smash, after we became a Fairy type. So, yeah, we're gonna try our best with this Tauros, but it's gonna just die to the Latios in the back, and Bento will get game 1. Alright, very good. Game 2. Possibly the final game of the week. And, well, you get up our Stealth Rocks, that's cool. Dazzling Gleam, yeah. Oh, we didn't even get our Stealth Rocks. But luckily for us, Bento decided to int by clicking fucking... Nice. Nice. Actually, we inted by clicking Draco on a Pokemon that did not need to be Dracoed. And then we lost our whole Latias. But it's okay, Blacephalon comes in, and for whatever reason, Shadow King does not decide to... Oh, okay, that's why he just did not decide. Now, here we could have totally just gone into the Banette, Mega Evolved, and clicked Shadow Sneak and just killed the Blacephalon in one hit, but... guess we just decided not to do that instead. Now Weavile is Life Orb. Tauros Blaze Paldea comes in. Okay, so we do actually change our Pokemon. We use Stone Edge. Because why would we click a Fighting type move on a Pokemon that is ×4 weak to Fighting? Now our actual Banette is going to get Stone Edged for its life savings. And we probably did not click Poltergeist on this. Oh, we did! Okay. Well, Poltergeist on the Switch is nice, but tragically for us, we do not do enough damage to defeat this Corviknight. And Bento is not a fool, and chooses to not tempt the fates of getting a crit, and now Corviknight is going to knock out the thing. And we go into Charizard to click Dragon Dance, because that's something that Charizards normally do, is click Dragon Dance. Nice Earthquake. Anyways, here's Waterfall. Or Stone Edge, but we missed. And now, for some reason, this Charizard beats that Swampert in that 1v1 that it should have never won. We go into Corviknight because we like sacking Pokemon to Charizard. Now we go into Mega Sceptile because we don't like sacking Pokemon into Mega Charizard. It's not even Mega Charizard. We get the KO with Dragon Pulse finally. We figured out, you know, that Sceptile is a special attacker and should not be clicking Dragon Dance. We get off another big Dragon Pulse here. And with the chip from this, I think Weavile can probably clean up the game. Life Orb Weavile is very strong. We go for Knockoff. That does pick up the kill on the Paldean Tauros. And Triple Axle. Do we land? Terra Ghost. Why did we Terra Ghost? What? Like, okay, so I know it was a 50-50 between, you know, Triple Axle and Knockoff, right? But Terra Ghost I don't think saves you from Triple Axle. And also, what happened to Terra Fairy? If you were Terra Fairy, you win. You win the battle. Why did you decide to change it now, of all times? Anyways, that is going to be the conclusion of the Week 3 recap. Week 3 week recap of the Pokemon Cupid Pokemon Draft League Pokemon. I hope you all enjoyed, and I will see you guys in the next video, whatever that may be, a little later.